Okay. Check. Let me make sure everything's okay. Now, so we looked at the confrontation. We've looked at the vision, the dream, the gullibility of Neptune. We've had the visions and some gullibility between it, but we've had the harsh reality at the same time. Quite fascinating, this combination. Then we look at Uranus, the excitement, the breaking free, the being independent. But his Uranus, see, his Pluto squares his Jupiter natally. So as he goes, Pluto's going on, he's having to pay for things. He's indignant and fighting over what's right or wrong. The family spent it. They shouldn't have done it. Didn't have the right to, but he has to do it. He has to fix it. So he has to pay for it. But it's refining his Pluto Jupiter in his chart. Jupiter around money, who's got what, and what's right and what's wrong. You know, like he might have thought his family was friends and was helping them out, and they used it and abused it. But anyways, that was the Pluto to the Jupiter coming in. But Uranus, he has Uranus opposed Venus, so he has a tremendous insecurity around independence, around his emotions. He's just been blasted. He's just he's had probably the biggest confrontation. He's had to look at his anxiety about money and his insecurity about money and his self-worth. It's been confronted and challenged these last 2 years by Pluto. The meditation for Pluto is always 2 words. So what? Okay, so what? Well, he's had a reality check. He knows what he has, what he doesn't have, what he wants, what he doesn't want, and yet he sees his mind is opened up tremendously when he's not. So he's in 2 places. He's seeing things very loftily, at the same time he's in a harsh personal reality, which is not continuing, it's changing. At the same time, Uranus was conjuncting his Venus, so it had gone all the way around his chart to oppose itself. That's the beginning of the midlife scenario. And it's as it was conjuncting his Venus, it was breaking through a new values, new changes, new things that he wanted. He really wanted new things. He didn't really want the old either. But at the same time, as the new was opening, just when he was going to spend money and spend things to get his computers and his astrology and his things working, the family spent all the money and he had to delay it and had to put up with things to start going. But he still knows Uranus excites. Uranus conjunction Venus is really exciting. You get exciting things, but it's not stable. It's catalytic times. And his Uranus is unstable to begin with. So that is conjuncting. This Uranus is freeing his emotions. It's breaking free his emotions. At the same time, he's having visions and dreams. But right on the heels of this, his last hit of being free in his emotions and his values, and what he wants to do, 6th house, the Uranus hits the Mercury, Pluto's hitting the Venus, and suddenly he realizes he's been ripped off, and he knows what he wants, and he suddenly has to go back, and he can't get it all right now because he has to take care of these other things. It seems like he'll never get it because he can't because he's got to take care of things, but really he has to take care of these harsh things so that he can get back to the Venus things, the breakthrough of Venus, the emotional breakthrough, knowing he's going in a different way and he's not fitting in, and he's seen different things he could work at. Again, with the Pisces, changing is not just going to be the minister. He's not going to just be the psychologist. He's going to be the astrologer with the psychology and the theological understandings. That's a very profound mix. Okay, so this was a breakthrough. Usually, often there's an exciting person that comes in, somebody you meet. It can be something artistic being done. It can be something romantic, but it comes suddenly. It's there. It affects them profoundly, shockingly, and it's sort of nervous or restless, but it doesn't stable. So someone could come in his life, been there for a year, and suddenly it wasn't there. It's like at the end of that, he had to let go, or he was being. So the confrontation with the emotions, with emotions and having to pay off the debts of the family, came on the heels. And just when he thought he was just about to break free of the vision, the Uranus, the excitement of Uranus on his Venus, the time to go, disrupted. So it would be easy to say, I'm just not lucky. This is no fair. This is just my karma. How can this happen? And he can get into this Neptune, Saturn, Sun brooding or depression or rejection. Like to be enlightened, to have a vision, you have to fight negative thoughts, and negative emotions. Well, he has the visions. He's opened up, and right as he's opening up, just as he's seeing it most clearly, wham, 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 all the dark negative emotions start coming in, which are, they have to be dealt with, but they create a fear. I'll never get what I want. I'll never be able to do. I can't do this. I have to take it. Oh my goodness, feels like he has to let go of everything. But really, he's changed too much to really go back. He's going to take care of these things. Now, the Pluto's finished with his Venus. Neptune's finished with his Mercury. Uranus has moved on, but it's like Uranus then. So like that was profound. That was a big change. You don't know what it is. You'd ask him what it is. When we look at his history, where are we here? 1 second. Anything else? 2015, no, 2017. So during this, he graduated from theology. So you got to figure this Neptune conjunct the Sun was his theology courses, studying with it over this year or two, and graduating. So just when he graduated, and he has all the spiritual things that he can do, he gets confronted with very material things as if he hasn't a prayer. And his prayers wouldn't be enough to deal with it. You have to come down and deal with this in harsh reality. But he had the vision. Then the vision went to opening up his mind and opening up everything, even in the midst of the storm. Still challenging his belief of is this interpreting, is this horrible, or is this bad, or is this good, and not trying to sell out on his own personal vision and his early enlightenment about what he believes in, that he's not fitting into the world, but he had to go take care of it, but he's still living for his spiritual things. It's important. It's important. These little things, they seem funny to talk about. Well, how can I talk? But they're there. They're coming at you. You use the information. You talk about it. You ask about it. You discuss it. But Uranus, so these were tremendously positive breakthroughs. Usually you're preparing years to get ready for these visions and that. So he took his theology, and there was some other story going on with Uranus, Venus, conjuncting the Venus at the same time as you could see he saved his house, but there's something else going on here with Uranus, Venus. So what kind of work he would do or what he was doing to balance the shock of the family. But this Uranus went forward to 2016. By 2017 and 2018, Uranus moved up and squared the moon. Well, Uranus, as it moves, for him, Uranus, these sudden changes are disruptive things to his normal flow. So Uranus is coming up to square the moon. It squares the moon. That's going to challenge his security, his memory, his family. And it's already causing this financial insecurity. So he's worried about his house, about the stability of his house. Can he hold it? Can he let it go? Whatever. But the Uranus to the moon, so the confrontation was there as he's studying visionary, but there was a lot of instability around where he's living and around family. So you could say, wow, right now Uranus is there squaring the moon. You say, is he going to let go of his house? Will he let go of his house? Well, there's a risk. He could be interpreting like maybe I have to let go of the house to get rid of the debts. It's possible. I don't think so. I think this is more, it's hitting the ninth house. It's letting go of the family. He knows the family is not any good. It's not good for him. It costs him all this money. It changes his life. He's having to let go of mom and family. These are disruptions to mom and family. And breaking away from his past. So Uranus is forced him to break away from the past, just as in the middle of and just as. So he's been trying to break away while he's trying to pay for things as well. It's only now he got past the harshest time. He's got most of it taken care of. But it's not settling in the way it was. So he's not even that stable at home. It's still up in the air, but there's changes to past, family, home, security. It's still up in the air right now, high anxiety. So certainly there would be the fear or the anxiety about, I can't keep paying the same amount. Can I get a new financing? Can I not? Am I have to let go of the house? Can I carry it? Up till now he's carried it. You're looking at this as it opens up, it looks like he should be able to carry it. There's no big outer changes disrupting him. It looks like he could be able to carry it, but it's still the last point of this anxiety. So with the audio tapes for my classes, there's about 20 case studies. In the case studies, there's more feedback in and around people talking about it. So at some point you could get others, by going back and listening to the older files, you get more case studies and they would be useful. But here we're having to go with the information we have. It's valid. This is what we're doing to prepare to do a consultation or prepare to see someone. This is all your preparation work before you see someone. You got the drawings down, but it's letting you organize, and you have to go work it through like this. So once you have this work through, then you begin to get ready. He's coming in the midst of this. This is where he is. You've got your time perspective, what he's just been through, high and low. But he's looking, his son's looking for security. He has no security. It's not stable. Like, it's still in a flux. So once you're getting these main things, you might have a transits, a sheet printout of what's happening for next year with all the major aspects, or most of the major aspects, main aspects from Mars, Jupiter, and you can see other things going on inside of this to see the smaller play that's going on within it. But here, this is the important for him to understand. He's still stable, still insecure. He knows he's not sleeping. He's wired. He's finishing astrology. Now what am I going to do? Oh my God! But in a way, the past is falling away. He's letting go of some old habits, some old way, the family, the past, old memories, old attitudes, and it's putting pressure. Okay. So then there's no more sudden shocks after this. He knows all the things that are going to hit him, all the big crises, all the big things. They're finishing right now. He's seeing the final repercussions, what he can deal with, what he can't. This could be an ulcer. He could be worried about his stomach. It could be affecting his health too. It all depends how attached you are to these things. But we don't know what it is exactly. We know that it is. And that these times are there. And we know that when we talk about these times, if he's not sure what it is now, well, it's tied up to what was happening in April, May of 2018. It's tied up to what started in June, July to August of 2017. And you talk what was going on then, and you start to see the continuity flowing. So you sift out, and you see what, even though Neptune was going on, you look at each one separately and you try and see what happened, that slice of life of Pluto going on. You see the slice of life of what Neptune was going on. You see the slice of life of what Uranus is going on. You start to see these challenges. It's quite a miracle, Neptune, that he got through his studies considering all the confronting and harsh things going on in his life. Yet at the same time, those harsh things, his studying would have been trying to understand those harsh things against the background it created, like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. He had a harshness that would have made the darkness, would have made the light even seem lighter. So the two things were both going on in his life during this time. But the disruptions of family, the home, you'd expect maybe a move, maybe a change, letting go of family. It could be disruption from one of your kids, or that he wouldn't have. I don't think the disruption of kids, a move to mom, family. It's a letting go. Something's falling, like someone from the past, something from the past. These other planets seem like they're happening to you. How could this be happening? But really, you've evolved and they're playing out and they're completing something. So in one way, they're these harsh, difficult aspects. Another way, they're like angels that are challenging you to let go of dealing with these situations and not lose your heart or your centering while they're going on. And we navigate through them. And even though they disrupt your normal Saturn, now during this whole time, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, there was no real Saturn aspects going on during this. It was in one of his open areas where there were no aspects. Wow. So that made it harder to deal with these things because there's no Saturn anchor in the middle of this. He was floating in the sea in big storms, big waves, and boats bumping up and down. He's still going through it.